you can count on. The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
The clouds came back today, and they're here to stay. Expect a cloudy Thanksgiving, and then the rain moves in on Black Friday, sticking around through the weekend. I'll have all the latest on that coming right up. Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, the mother of a missing toddler has been charged with murder. We'll have the latest details. Plus, new parking has opened for the 5th Street Bridge in downtown Augusta. We'll let you know where to park to check out the newly renovated pedestrian bridge. And local Josie alumni giving back to the community during this holiday. We'll have all this and more as your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Brad Means has the day off. Coverage you can count on begins in Idaho, where there's growing unease after the horrific murders of those 4 University of Idaho students. Police have not identified a suspect or found a murder weapon, leaving the community on edge. Kana Whitworth has more.
Growing fears as authorities chase down leads in the desperate search for the killer who murdered 4 college students at the University of Idaho.
Detectives are actively working this case, and so we're moving forward.
The community on edge, but with more information, detectives revisiting the crime scene, piecing together potential clues.
As time's going by, it's feeling a little uncertain, and the more news reports that come out, just, I'm being cautious and just kind of keeping an eye on where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Overnight, Ethan Chapin, the oldest of triplets, the first victim to be memorialized. His mother emotional as she spoke about her son.
We're here to honor the life and legacy of our son and brother, Ethan Chapin, one of the most incredible people you'll ever know.
His family grateful for the support from loved ones and strangers.
Your outreach and kind words are profoundly touching.
As the mystery deepens, authorities revealing 2 surviving roommates arrived home that night before the victims and were likely sleeping at the time of the attack.
What I can say is that the roommates who survived, they were in the basement throughout the night.
They awakened several hours later, summoning friends when one of their roommates was unresponsive. Officers arriving on scene, locating the victims, and this morning saying Kaylee Gonzalez's dog was also found unharmed at the home. That dog, seen in this TikTok video taken just weeks ago, showing Kaylee, Madison, and Shanna inside the house.
There's no forced entry, and there's no dog barking. Do we think it was someone that they knew?
We don't know if the dog was barking or not, so that's part of the ongoing investigation to figure out kind of what occurred. It would be difficult to speculate whether or not it was a known suspect or a total stranger.
The coroner revealing that while Kaylee, Madison Mogan, Shanna Kernodle, and Chapin were also likely asleep at the time of the attack, there was evidence of defensive wounds. DNA samples are being tested by the state lab now. Police say evidence shows the students may have been targeted, but investigators are not elaborating.
Authorities keep saying they have not narrowed down any motive or specific detail as they try to keep this investigation open. They did say that they searched some dumpsters around the home, that they found nothing, so they will continue to pursue leads until they can bring these families justice. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Moscow, Idaho.
Here in Georgia, 2 major developments in a case that has gripped the nation for weeks now. 47 days after Quentin Simon went missing, the toddler's mother, Leilani Simon, is behind bars today, charged with murder. This after remains believed to be those of 20-month-old Simon were found in a Chatham County dumpster. Local, state, and federal police working the case say they're confident about the direction it's now headed.
We have a high level of confidence that those are Quentin's remains. And we felt that we needed to make the arrest today because that was the right thing to do. From A to Z, we were 100% committed to bringing justice for Quentin.
Still, some questions remain. Brett Buffington from WSAV, our sister station in Savannah, has been covering this case since the very beginning. He takes a look at those questions in the extended version of this story, which you can find on our website, WJBF.com.
The new Freedom Bridge in Augusta should be a popular spot this holiday season, but after being open for just 2 months, the pedestrian bridge is already showing wear and tear. Some paint is chipping, plants are missing from planters, and other planters are leaking and leaving big stains on the bridge deck. Visitors tell us they have concerns about the upkeep going forward.
If it's already 2 months and this is happening, what's going to happen in 2 years? What is it going to really look like? And so just all the money that went into building it, the same amount needs to be put into keeping it maintained.
The city is addressing the issue of parking for the bridge. The gate is open to allow visitors to park in the big lot on Reynolds Street. It is time now for a check of your forecast. Jennifer Tracci joins us now.
Well, it's been a pretty cloudy Tuesday. Pretty warm, though, for this time of the year. We're making it into the 60s now, finally. But there's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Augusta. These clouds are sticking around the entire CSRA with some spotty showers around the McDuffie area right outside Thompson and McDuffie County, also up in Saluda County, but not a lot of rain today. Notice there's going to be high pressure just to the north of us. So we have a few disturbances here, showers in the upstate North Carolina, showers as well along the Gulf Coast. But this high pressure is keeping our conditions pretty dry with dew points in the mid to upper 30s. So that dry air is helping to suppress any rain. And a lot of that rain that's coming is not quite making it to the ground. So just a very low chance of some drizzle and light showers the rest of this evening. But for the most part, just the cloudy skies. Augusta at 62 degrees, upper 50s in Aiken. Allendale, you're at 63. 60 degrees in Lincolnton, 55 in Edgefield. So for the rest of this evening, we'll drop back down into the upper 50s at 6 o'clock here in Augusta. Very cloudy skies persisting into the overnight hours as well. And those clouds will act as a lid, keeping our temperatures a little bit warmer, not only for tomorrow morning, but the next several mornings as well. So we're done with the below freezing conditions, more so in the low to mid 40s over the next several days. Rain is also moving back in on Black Friday. So not a lot of rain in our Thanksgiving forecast, but we definitely have a lot to talk about for Friday and Saturday. So stay with us for a look at your future cast coming up. But back to you, Jenny.
All right, Jenna, thanks. T.W. Josie's class of 1994 hosted its 12th annual Feed the Community event today. News Channel 6's Tiffany Hobbs was there.
12 years ago, Shantae Bradley says it was put on her heart to do something to help her community, and she knew that turning to her high school classmates was the way to get the job done.
I talked to my classmates about, like if we're getting together, let's do something meaningful. Let's, like really do something where we're giving back or whatever. So we came up with Feed the Community. It just kind of worked, and we were like, okay, let's do that.
The first year, Bradley and a handful of her classmates were on the ground telling people about the event. And now, dozens of volunteers, including alumni, school staff, and students, are involved. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Tuesday, volunteers served hot plates full of Thanksgiving favorites and also gave out bags filled with toiletries and personal items.
It means a lot. This is just our opportunity, my classmates and other alumni, an opportunity to give back to our community from the very high school that we all walk the hallways of. So it means a lot for us to be able to come back here and give to our community. That's what we're doing. Feeling is phenomenal, and I just want to be able to keep doing it.
Bradley says that while she's lost count of how many plates they've served, she'll never forget how good it feels to give back. In Augusta, Tiffany Hobbs, Wjbf, News Channel 6.
Local law enforcement is giving back to the community just in time for Thanksgiving. News Channel 6's Hannah Latier has more.
The Richmond County Marshal's Office teamed up with local organizations for the third year in a row to bring Thanksgiving feasts to families in need. Golden Harvest Food Bank, Classic Collision, and the Richmond County Board of Education helped the Marshal's Office provide turkeys, pies, canned goods, and all the fixings to 25 families. According to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 12.5% of households with children in 2021 were food insecure. And with the price of food items rising, Richmond County wants to help those who need it.
It feels wonderful, We want to be a blessing, because we've been blessed. We want to be a blessing to our community, and everybody should feel that way, when you can actually bless someone, because there's so many people that are out there hurting this time of the year.
Deputies say it's a blessing to be able to make this holiday special for these families, and they look forward to doing it for many more years to come. In Augusta, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
The Augusta Fire Department held a fire safety cooking demonstration at Station 2. The demonstration showed several kitchen safety tips, such as never leaving your stove unattended, turning pot handles toward the back of the stove, and keeping a fire extinguisher nearby.
Cooking can be a joyous thing, but also I want them to be a little more safe when it comes to cooking, and understand that you have to be more aware of what you're doing when you're cooking, and that people at sometimes they get complacent and don't think of some of the things that they do when they are cooking.
To see the full list of safety tips, you can go to our website, wjbf.com. Coming up, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert, bidding a farewell. He's scheduled to speak at what's likely his last briefing. Details after the break. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert, has likely given his last briefing from the White House. Fauci is retiring from the government at the end of the year, but not before giving Americans one more piece of advice. Ika Jachi has more.
For the last time before his retirement, Dr. Anthony Fauci speaking to the American people at the White House press briefing room. His message was clear. Americans should get up to date on their COVID and flu shots ahead of the winter season.
Maybe the final message I give you from this podium is that please, for your own safety, for that of your family, get your updated COVID-19 shot as soon as you're eligible.
Fauci says boosters will likely be a yearly occurrence due to the nature of new variants infiltrating communities. In terms of this year's bad flu season, Fauci says COVID essentially bumped the flu and other respiratory viruses off the table.
Back in 2020 and 2021, we were having the lowest flu seasons on record. So it's not surprising that we're seeing it return back.
Fauci has been a nearly constant source of information at the White House since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, at times publicly at odds with politicians critical of his handling of the pandemic.
I have never made myself out to be the end-all and only voice in this. I'm a scientist, a physician, and a public health official. I give advice according to the best scientific evidence.
Fauci has given over 50 years of government service, a milestone that isn't forgotten on the infectious disease expert.
I'll let other people judge the value or not of my accomplishments, but what I would like people to remember about what I've done is that every day for all of those years, I've given it everything that I have.
Fauci says he has no problem testifying to Congress if Republicans call him to Washington. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, we'll take a look at your local forecast. Plus, the death toll continues to rise in Indonesia following an earthquake. We'll have that story when we come back.
I'm attorney Jamie. Spectacular. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good afternoon. It's been a pretty gloomy Tuesday. Take a look at all the cloud cover we're seeing now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam. Here's a look at the airport. Mid to low level clouds, really not seeing a lot of rain though. You can see on satellite and radar, it's primarily just the clouds we're dealing with. Just very spotty showers anywhere from Hancock County up to Saluda. A couple of those now just to the north of Evans, but not a lot of rain. And that's due to this dry air mass over our area. Notice that high pressure. So despite these areas of a couple disturbances, one of those being in the upstate, that high pressure is helping all the rain to evaporate before hitting the ground. And notice the relative humidity values really in that 40% range for the most part. So still a lot of dry air in place, and that'll continue through tomorrow as well. So we'll continue to see the clouds, but not a lot of rain for the next couple of days. Temperatures are pretty mild right now. We're seeing upper 50s in the Midlands, low 60s into Augusta and further towards the west. 65 in Waynesboro, 63 now in Bamberg. McCormick sitting at 58, 60 degrees in Lincolnton. A little bit of sun today, but for the most part, that widespread cloud cover covering the southeast and keeping temperatures pretty consistent. We're seeing a lot of those upper 50s through mid-60s, just warmer down in Florida. That's where the mid-70s are. Now, speaking of the southeast, I know a lot of us will be traveling tomorrow across the area. So here's a look at that Thanksgiving week travel forecast, giving you a green light for Wednesday and Thursday. Just those isolated showers possible, mostly in the day or mostly in the night of Thanksgiving, that is. The bulk of the rain won't come until Black Friday, though. That's when we'll see some widespread shower activity and also scattered showers that could potentially become widespread on Saturday as well. So we'll get right into that in a moment, but in the meantime, tomorrow, once again, no rain, just the partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, warming up by a couple degrees. Once again, upper 60s expected tomorrow. And for your Thanksgiving, mid-60s by the middle of the day, mostly cloudy conditions with a northeast wind. Now, over the next several days, our low temperatures will be well above freezing, actually as high as 50 degrees on Friday morning, and that's thanks to the clouds sticking around overnight, acting as a lid, preventing our temperatures from dropping off into those 20s or even 30s. Now, with the high temperatures, we're seeing seasonable temperatures anywhere from those mid to upper 60s, right around average. Rain chances up to 20% for Thursday. Once again, mostly late Thursday into Friday. That's when we have a 60% chance of showers, so keep that in mind for your shopping plans. Rain continues into the weekend as well, some showers into Sunday morning. So let's go into our long-range futurecast model. We'll have this closed off low up in the plains moving into our area with this frontal boundary here. So in between the warm and cold front, that's where we have the heaviest rain potential, and that's what will be impacting us mostly late in the day Friday into Saturday. So we'll have a bit of a break throughout the morning Saturday. Additional round of rain moves in, though. That'll continue through early Sunday morning. Then once this system clears, we will have clearing skies by Sunday. So lows tonight will be in the low 40s, highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 60s. And be sure to stay with us the rest of this week as we'll have more updates on the rain Friday and Saturday. But luckily, not a lot of rain to worry about on Thanksgiving, just the cloudy skies Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures are looking pretty good as well. Not too cold this week.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
I like it a lot better.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Well, we're getting a good look now from the fallout of that powerful earthquake in Indonesia yesterday morning. The death toll now at 268. Heavy equipment is being used in the hardest hit city to uncover buried houses and businesses. Meanwhile, roads and bridges are in shambles and hospitals are overwhelmed. Coming up, we'll take a trip down to Tinseltown. The latest happening in Hollywood is next. Stay with us. Coming up, we'll take a trip down to Tinseltown. The latest happening in Hollywood is next. Stay with us.
Okay, thank you.
9999.
Turning now to the latest happening in Hollywood, here's Jason Nathanson.
I cannot accept.
That was. It's time to go to Chippendales. The male strip club gets the dramatic series treatment in Welcome to Chippendales, starring Kumail Nanjiani and Emily Ashford as the married couple who created the empire and ran it until things took a dark turn. The pair told me they never actually made it to a Chippendales show, but they got the full experience by watching the recreation on set.
There were times where we would have to be silent because we needed sound, and there would be a part where they'd rip off their pants, and all of us would still go, "Oh!"
Yeah, it was like.
Couldn't help it.
80 they go shh, shh, shh. It would be like, oh.
But 200 women, me included.
The first 2 episodes of Welcome to Chippendales are out today on Hulu. The FX series Atlanta recently wrapped its run after 4 seasons, but is it possible we might return one day to Donald Glover's ATL? Star Brian Tyree Henry, who played Paperboy, tells me anything's possible.
I don't necessarily want to play a 50-year-old rapper, so hopefully, Alfred has somehow created his own dispensary, his own farm, hopefully there's an elevation. But nah, it's not off the table now. You just ride.
Henry co-stars in the film Causeway, which is streaming now on Apple TV+. Taylor Swift's hot streak continues, her song Anti-Hero extending its run at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart to 4 weeks. And her album Midnights is back at #1 for a 3rd non-consecutive week on the Billboard 200. And happy birthday to the voice of Moana, Auli'i Cravalho is 22 today, while Halloween Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis is 64. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There is coverage you can count on coming up next on this Channel 6 at 4:30. Dee Griffin will join us after the break.
It's just another